Welcome to Cross Culture New Mexico. I'm your host, Mark Tross. We're continuing our series on prophecy and how the Messiah must be the cornerstone of God's Messianic community. We're back in Isaiah chapter 28, verse 16 at this time as our source. And it says, "Therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold," or look and see, "I lay in Zion for the foundation a stone, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall not make haste or be forced to flee." Now, this is something that's very, very important to know and understand, along with our other source, Psalm 118, verses 22 and 23. "The stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner." Not only is the cornerstone, he is the capstone. That's fulfilled in Matthew 21:42 and Mark chapter 12, verse 10. Psalm 118, verse 23 says, "This is the Lord's doing. It is marvelous in our eyes." And I mentioned Matthew chapter 21, verse 42 as the fulfillment in the new covenant. It says this, "Jesus saith unto them, Did ye never read in the scriptures?" And I would challenge you on that. "The stone which the builders rejected, the same is become the head of the corner." Now remember, Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. The same is become the head of the corner. Not only the cornerstone, but the capstone. This is the Lord's doing, and it is marvelous in our eyes, as we read in Psalm 118 and verses 22 and 23. Now that is Jesus' teaching in the parables of the Gospel of Matthew. In Ephesus, Paul is speaking to the church there in Ephesians chapter 2, verse 20. And this is all about the purposes of God. He says, "And are built upon the foundation of the apostles and prophets, Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone." So first Kepha chapter 2 verses 5 through 7. First Peter chapter 2 verses 5 through 7 says this. And this is very important that you get it, because it says, "You yourselves as living stones are being built into a spiritual house to be a Kohanim," or a priest, "set apart for God to offer spiritual sacrifices acceptable to him through Yeshua, Jesus, our salvation, the Messiah," or the Christ, the anointed one of God. This is why the Tanakh, or the Old Covenant, says, "Look, I am laying in Zion," or Zion, "a stone, a chosen and precious cornerstone, and whoever rests his trust or his faith, is believing, is clinging to, is relying on it, will certainly not be humiliated. Now to you who keep trusting, he is precious. But to those who are not trusting, or who are not in faith, the very stone that the builders rejected has become the cornerstone." Check out our website, crossculturenm.weebly.com. Next time we'll be talking about Messiah and how he must be sought after by Gentiles as well as Jews.